President Trump is pushing back against Michael Cohen's claim that the president directed him to influence the 2016 election by paying hush money to two women. In an interview, the president says he learned after the fact that his former lawyer paid Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal to stay quiet about alleged affairs. He insists the payments were legal because it was his money, not campaign funds. The president also said Cohen switched sides only to protect himself.
Campaign violations are considered not a big deal, frankly. But if somebody defrauded a bank and he's going to get 10 years in jail or 20 years in jail, but if you can say something bad about Donald Trump and you'll go down to 2 years or 3 years, which is the deal he made, in all fairness to him, most people are going to do that. And I've seen it many times. I've had many friends involved in this stuff. It's called flipping, and it almost ought to be illegal.
Now, the president could still face legal trouble if prosecutors can prove the payments were intended to protect then-candidate Trump's political interests. Cohen's attorney, Lanny Davis, told us Mr. Trump's own lawyers wrote to the special counsel that he directed Cohen to make the payments. Davis also says Cohen has definitive evidence Mr. Trump violated campaign finance laws. He has not provided that evidence. There's also one other key question, is where those funds came from. We heard the president say in that interview that they were not campaign funds. That's still not the issue. If they were campaign funds paid by the Trump organization and then deducted as attorney's fees, then there's a tax issue and a potential felony there as well.
That's right. It raises a lot of really interesting questions. There's one venue to investigate a president that's available that people are not talking about, which is congressional investigations into looking into this, getting to the bottom of it.
And so far, we haven't heard the Republican-controlled Congress say they want to do that.
Right. And we haven't heard from others in the Trump administration who may have been part of this cover-up as well.